Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Girls Gotta Talk podcast. Today is kind of a really, I'm so excited for today's, but we'll get into that in a minute. First of all, happy freaking October. I can't believe it's October already. If this should have been up, if you're listening to this the day it dropped, this should have been up yesterday. Normally I post my podcast episodes every Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Today, I was trying to get this off the stand. Today is Monday. It is currently 8:47 p.m. and I'm just now recording this episode. But I was supposed to record this before we went away this weekend. We went to VidCon in Baltimore, which was super fun, super exciting. Different than Playlist, I would say. We normally go to Playlist, which they host in Orlando, Florida. That I really like. This was a good time. It was the first time they had it on the East Coast. Normally they have it in LA. So it was a little, I don't want to say whack, but whack. They didn't really have it too well, mapped out. Because when we first got there, we were like, where do we go? And you had to, download an app, which Julian did. So we had to try to follow the app to find, room numbers for where they had, panels and everything. It was still a good time. But like I said, it was the first year they had it over here. So it was kind of a learning curve for everybody. But it was still super fun. I still enjoyed it. I was supposed to. We had it planned between Julian and I because I didn't record this. I didn't pre-record it before we went away. So that way it dropped on Monday. I normally would have my episodes drop. So then Julian was like, okay, I'll bring my stuff because Julian has everything you can imagine and probably more. Things you didn't know existed. Julian probably has. Because sometimes he'll pull out stuff and I'm like, what the heck is that? He was going to bring all his stuff so that we can record it in the hotel room, which I thought would be cool. Different scene, different scenery. And then that didn't happen either. So here we are, Monday night, back at home, recording this episode for you guys. But now, honestly, that I'm looking at it and thinking about it, it's so weird because I record this at the island in our kitchen. And I literally just sit in front of this white wall. All you see if you're watching this on YouTube is this light switch right here. There's not really a way for me. I mean, unless I move over a little bit, that way. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, if I move over that way, I probably could get that out of the shot. But then I am going towards the end of the table. So I don't know. It might be weird. I don't know if I'll have room to put this mic, which I'm holding it now anyways. So I could probably just hold it if I really wanted to. But I should probably decorate this wall. I don't know what to put on this wall, but it's so blank and bare. And it's just, all you see is my shadow because I have the big light over there. I don't know. I need to decorate this or find another space I can record this. But I kind of set up a lot of stuff. So I don't know how that would work. Yeah. I don't know. I need to figure this out because now that I'm alone. So before, also, it used to be two of us. If you're coming from the Alyssa and Julian podcast, that's what this was named before Girls Gotta Talk. All the episodes are still up on this channel if you want to go check them out. There were two of us, so we split this scene really well. You couldn't see as much of the wall behind us. But now that it's just me, it's just a lonely party of one, so I don't cover this wall too much. So now you see more of it. So I need to put something somewhere. I don't know what I'm going to do. I have to talk to Julian, see where and what I can put up or where I can record to make this a little more not boring. But anyways, back to the episode. We are now home and I'm recording this for you guys. I did post on the Instagram story. If you don't follow the Girls Gotta Talk podcast Instagram, go follow it. All the social links and just, oh my God, I can't even talk. I'm my brain is fried per probably usual, but everything social media is down below. All the names. I don't think there's any links, but everything to find us or find me is down there. I posted on the story that this would be up a day late because I still have to edit it. What time it'll be up, I have no idea, but I'll definitely probably would have kept you updated through the story, because by the time you're watching this, it clearly went up. We have an 18-month-old that's currently sick. He's teething in between, I don't know, got a cold, something. He's been having like a 100 to like 103 temp, so it's kind of getting a little, not scary, but they say like when it gets like 104, it starts being a temp for a baby, which I think is pretty high to begin with. But yeah, he's been sick all weekend. He was like throwing up on Saturday. He got like a bloody nose yesterday, a temp today. He's just been having a rough one, so he's been a little feisty, a little not 100%. Plus, we're getting into our, what do they call like the 2-year-olds? I forget what they call them. There's like a name for them. He's getting into that phase. He's 18 months, but they say it starts now. I'm trying to think of the name. It's going to bother me, but I don't know what it is right now. Anyways, intentions for this week. So I want to figure out, I think if you listened to the Alyssa and Julian podcast, I already had an episode talking about stuff like this. I want to figure out fun activities to do this month. It is now October, which means it's apple picking, pumpkin picking, hayride, that type of stuff month. And I'm super excited. This year, JJ's a little more active. He's older. He walks everywhere now. So I think doing all that stuff this year, it'll be so fun. And yeah, I was going to say something else, but we'll get into that when I get into this episode. Streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music. I heard they got rid of Google Podcast. Someone confirm or deny. I think Julian had told me they got rid of it. So not that Julian's in this podcast anymore, but he was the one that always added Google Podcasts for those of you who did use it. I don't think it's a thing anymore, and I'm so sorry they took away your platform. But you can find us anywhere you stream your podcasts, or here on YouTube, Girls Gotta Talk podcast. Yeah. So the topic of today's episode is going to be October favorites, which I thought was very fitting to put this on this. Well, it was supposed to be uploaded the 2nd day of October. Now it's going to be on the 3rd day. I just thought about it. Should I quote that Mean Girls thing where it's like, it's October 3rd? You know, when they like, she asks what today is or something, and they're like, or he asks her what today is or something, and she's like, it's October 3rd. I know that's going to be a meme everywhere tomorrow, but I just kind of, I like forgot about it until I just said the 3rd day of October, and it kind of like clicked in my head. So October favorites, what we're going to be looking forward to this month, or just, I don't know, like typical things that come around this month. This month gets really exciting. Not gonna lie, I'll be biased. I like September over October solely because my birthday is in September, but October's still pretty cool. All the, they talk about it on the internet where it's like all the burr months, like September, October, November, December. I am with the fact that those are the best months of the year. I will stand by that. So I'm really excited for this time of year. I love this time of year. I love the fall. It's my favorite season. I'm sorry for those who really love summer. Don't come at me, but like summer is kind of overrated. I don't know. I'm not one for the heat. I'm not one for the humidity. No, I like the cool, the crisp air, the like cool nights, the like bonfire nights. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So that's the part of the year we're getting into, and I'm here for it. I'm so excited. So with that being said, the first thing that I had under my list for October favorites was actually the weather, because it's cool and crisp. That's actually what I wrote down. So I spoke it into existence, I guess. We are getting into, I live on the east side. If you guys didn't know, I live in Connecticut. So we do have a really nice New England fall over here, where all the leaves change. The scenery is really nice. The weather gets pretty cool. It doesn't usually get like cold until like later in the year, like the November, December area. So that's why like I really love fall. We tend to go through, I think, a very fast fall, if that makes sense. It's like fall for like a minute and next thing you know, it's like about to snow. So when it does get cool and everything, I tend to like really savor those days because I swear it goes by so fast. Any of you are over here listening on the east side, confirm or deny, like let me know where you live if it stays fall for a while because I'll move there because you can't get wrong with fall. Like, I don't know. People who love the summer, I don't understand. Like, I wish I could understand your thought process on that because, like, when it's really humid, like, yeah, the pool is fun, but I don't want to be just soaking in the pool just because it's super hot outside of it. Like, there's nothing you can do without being miserable, without being in a pool, you know? So, the cool weather, just, I don't know, we're in that part of the year where today was actually pretty warm. Like I was actually in like pants and like a cardigan and I was like sweating, so I had to change. And I did like leggings and a t-shirt, which in October I don't really want to be wearing, but I don't know. I just think it was too warm. I don't even know what the temp was. Let's see if my watch will tell me. Yeah, I have no idea. It was, I don't know, we went down to Baltimore this weekend, like I said, and it was like 70 something degrees, like 72 maybe. And it was cold. Like with the wind, it was cold, which I thought like going a little farther south, not that they're like south, but they're souther more. Is that a word? They're more south than where I live. You thought it would be like a little warmer, which driving down there, it did feel a little warmer. We had like the windows down. It was really nice where when we left, it was kind of, it wasn't really the greatest weather. It was raining tremendously. New York was flooding, which we got through New York in a great amount of time because parts of it like were almost underwater. So travel wise, we did pretty good, but it just wasn't the best of weather where the more we drove through like Delaware and parts of Jersey, it was getting like nicer and nicer the more we drove. So, but down there was like, I literally stepped outside and I was like, okay, it feels pretty nice, but if there was a wind, it'd be cold. And then we were standing in line to get into VidCon and it was so windy. It was so cold outside. It wasn't like awful, but I was like, this isn't what I expected. We're now here. It's during the day, it's pretty nice. Like it's pretty nice weather. You can chill. Normally it's not as warm as it was today, but at night it gets pretty cold. Like it gets down to like the 40s, which gets pretty cold, but it's one of those, like you're sitting around a bonfire. It's like perfect weather. Perfect weather. I haven't been actually to a bonfire in a really long time now that I think of it, which is kind of depressing, but it's the weather for that. So I'm probably like, I'm not really in an area where I live around a lot of houses. I live around a lot of apartments. So I don't know if I'll really be smelling the bonfire smell, you know? Like when you're driving and you can just smell that someone's having a bonfire. I kind of miss that, but we'll see what happens this year if I like take a ride through the night or something. The next thing on my list is a drink. Which you can have. I mentioned it again in one of the episodes I did for the Alyssa and Julian podcast. It is my favorite fall drink, both as a regular drink you buy in the grocery store on top of alcoholic. Apple cider. Apple cider is so, oh my God, I feel like it's so underrated. Like, I don't know if people understand like how good apple cider is. I will admit, apple ciders are not the greatest. You kind of get it and you're like, okay, it's all right. Like it's apple cider. But some you get and it's so good. I don't understand. I know there's some, I can't think specifically where you can get like really good apple cider from, but Dunkin', not that you're listening, but Dunkin' used to have such good apple cider. They used to sell apple cider and it was so good. I used to have to get one literally every day, a large every day. And for some odd reason, they wanted to discontinue it. I don't know why Dunkin' thinks they just can discontinue all their good stuff. but they do. That's literally what they do. I don't know. They should bring it back in my personal opinion, but I'm just have an opinion of one, so I don't know if that really entails to anything in the world. But I think they should bring it back. I loved it. It was so good. So, so good. But there still is other good apple cider to get. Honestly, hard apple cider is really good as well if you're 21 and over. But I don't know. Apple cider is just the one thing you look forward to in the fall. I'm sure you could have it like year round if you really wanted to. I think it just tastes exceptionally better in the fall, especially in October. Not to be very specific, but that's just my personal opinion. And then this is what I was going to talk about earlier. Apple picking, pumpkin picking. I actually forgot about hayrides until it kind of went into my mind when I said it earlier in this episode. I haven't been to or on a hayride in so long. I honestly don't know if JJ will enjoy it because I think he's too like, he wants to walk around everywhere that he won't sit on the hayride, and like he can't be walking around on there because there's gonna be like tons of people. But apple picking, Julian and I had talked about this before. I love apple picking. I've been apple picking multiple times. Julian has never been apple picking, and obviously JJ hasn't either. So I'm really excited to take them for the first time this year. I have to figure out who and like where, when is doing a bunch of apple picking, because I know there's a spot literally right where we live, like not too far from us, that you could do apple picking. But I know like some places have them like certain times or certain days, I think. I don't know. I haven't gone in so long, so I could be totally wrong. You're probably like, Alyssa, what? They literally have it every day. But I'm excited to take them for the first time this year. And then pumpkin picking, Julian and I are actually the opposite with these. Where I've been apple picking, he hasn't. He's been pumpkin picking, and I've never gone pumpkin picking. And again, JJ hasn't either. So that'll be a thing where Julian's taking us for the first time. I think it'll be so fun to be able to do both. Like I said, I do know of places that do apple picking. I don't know anywhere that does pumpkin picking. But since Julian has been, I'm sure he will, because I think him and his family have gone somewhere close around here before, so he'll have to show us the ropes on that stuff. But I'm really excited. I've never been pumpkin picking. I've never carved a pumpkin. I feel like a lot of you are like, just heard that and you're like, what? Like, how? Never once in my life have carved a pumpkin. I don't even know if I would know how. I know like picking out the seeds and everything from the inside looks super gross, but the fact that like carving a pumpkin seems kind of fun. So that'll be interesting. Never done that. And yeah, I just think it'll be so fun to take JJ now that he could walk, and like he could probably pick up some apples like off the ground. Like if they're really bad, I'm obviously going to be like, don't touch that. But like if Julian like picks them up and like has him take it off a tree, I think it'll be so cute and fun. I feel like pictures from that could be super, super adorable. I'm so excited. And that is part of my intentions, is to figure out when all that's happening and where, so that I can either like take days off of work or like do them on a day I know I'm going to be off, and we can make like a day out of it. I think it'll be so fun. The next thing on my list I already kind of talked about was the scenery. The scenery gets so pretty where I live. Like we have a nice New England fall. Like I'll give it. That's the only thing Connecticut really has good is, I don't even know if that sentence was like grammatically correct. It sounded kind of weird after I said it, but New England fall over here, you guys, it is so pretty. You'll just be like driving down a road and like the leaves will be the green, yellow, like the changing of colors. Driving down the highway, it gets super nice. If you're driving down a road or a highway that has like a lot of open scenery, open areas, open land situation, it turns so pretty. I know there's like different places you could go to. Like if you hike during the fall, I think it's beautiful because like obviously all the leaves are changing. All the area just looks super nice. Oh my God. The scenery, I'll give it to them. Well, I'll give it to the state. It looks really nice. I love it. I'm obsessed. Like I said, it really doesn't last long because you'll have one day where it's all changing of leaves and everything. And the next thing you know, they're bare and the forecast is calling for snow. So like I said, you tend to like savor it because I wish it lasted longer, but unfortunately it doesn't. Um, so the next thing that I have is movies. I have actually been seeing a lot of things between Pinterest and Instagram. Actually, a lot of people have been kind of doing like movie nights already. Cause like I swear, once it hits like October 1st, like it's Halloween. Like October 1st, you don't have to wait till the end of the month. It's already Halloween. I've seen a lot of people do like a lot of like, I don't know what you want to call it. It's like a Halloween smorgasbord, charcuterie. I don't even know if I just said that word right. Where they have like cookies and some candy and some snacks, and they're just popcorn, and they're just setting up for Halloween movies. I know they've already started. We personally don't have like TV. I can't like flip through and go to like Disney Channel for JJ. We do have like every streaming platform, so we do use those over like television. We have, I know I put on Mickey a lot for him, like through YouTube. They have like the full episodes or like little compilation videos that play for like an hour on a loop, that seem to entertain him for a while. But we do use we have Disney Plus, which I know has a lot of movies out right now. We have like HBO Max, Hulu, like all that. Anyways, that was kind of off topic, but I know Disney Plus has a lot of like popular movies or kind of movies that are a little like overrated, like underrated. I don't know how you want to word it. Either one. They have like those, I don't know what to call them. Like personally, they're not like the greatest of movies, but they're a Halloween movie. Like they're a vibe. I'll honestly watch them any day. They have like, I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's called Twitches. It's with the Maori, Tia and Tamara Maori. Tia and Tamara Maori. I don't know how to pronounce their last name. I think I'm saying it right. I don't really know. They're in Twitches and Twitches 2. There's a sequel to it. I watched it. Like I said, it's not like, I'm sorry if you like these movies. They're not like hit shows, but for Halloween, like it's a vibe, like it's a mood. You'll sit there and watch it because you want to be in the Halloween spirit. They have Hocus Pocus, which is a freaking classic. If you go through October not watching Hocus Pocus, like who are you? Like what? I don't know how you do it. I know a lot of people probably actually don't like Hocus Pocus because it's so overplayed. They probably play it on TV, which I said I don't have, but I can imagine them playing it like 100 times during this month. So I could see by the end of the month, you're probably like tired of it. I don't watch it that much, so I never really get into that like situation. I know they have Hocus Pocus 2, which I will say I was not really a fan of. I don't know. Come for me if you want. I wasn't really the biggest fan when I watched it. I kind of watched it and I was like, all right, like, I guess it's decent, but I think it was kind of overhyped. I think I was expecting, I don't know what I was expecting. I think I was expecting a little more out of it. I was really excited. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. But like I said, it wasn't like awful, but like I don't think I'll be watching that as much as I probably will the original Hocus Pocus this year. I think everyone just kind of heard, like everyone loved Hocus Pocus, that when they heard they were making a second one, it was like the biggest thing in the world. Like everyone was waiting their whole lives for it. And then I feel like it came out and I was like, okay, like this is good. But I don't know. I don't know why. I just don't, like, I wasn't the biggest fan, but, and then they have like Haunted Mansion, which is a classic. The biggest classic I'm so excited for is Halloween Town. If you don't like Halloween Town, honestly, I don't know if we can be friends. I'll say that wholeheartedly. I mean, not really, but Halloween Town, I am honestly obsessed with. I'm so obsessed with Halloween Town. I don't even know. I've watched the first one 500 times. That is one I can watch 500 times. If they played it on TV, I'd be watching it every single time without fail. I don't know. Definitely overplayed, but I love it so much. I think I've seen Halloween Town, the second one, a couple times. I've seen it a little bit. I never really usually watch more than the first one. I don't know why. Like after the first one, I'm just like, I love this one so much. I don't want to see other ones. I think I've seen the third one probably like once or twice. I can honestly say I don't know if I've ever seen the fourth one. I think there's only 4. I don't know if I've ever seen the fourth one. I think, is the fourth one the third one? Is it one of the ones where like the character changes? I know in the first 2 it's the same, like Marnie's the same. The third one she might be. I don't really remember, but I know the fourth one it's a different character. Like it's a whole, I think. Am I just dumb? Like I said, I've never seen the fourth one, so I might just be completely stupid, but I think the fourth one is like a change of character. Either that or she just really changes and like grows up, but I actually don't know for certain. I'm just gonna move on because I probably sound dumb. But I'm really excited for those movies. Like I said, they're not like, I don't know, they're just what you look forward to in the fall. Like I know on Disney Channel, they probably play them all the time. But when you start to see them in like the lineup for the movies, I think it becomes really exciting. I don't know what other like Halloween movies there are. I have already seen the Halloween Mickey Mouse. That's a fun time. Yeah. Anyways, the last thing I actually have, I feel like I talked really fast this episode, and this episode is probably going to be a short one, but I was really excited about it. So if I'm like talking 100 words per minute, I am so sorry. I'm just super freaking pumped about this. I was so excited to record this, and now that I finally am, I'm just trying to get it all out because it's all been sitting in my brain, and I'm like a little kid in a candy store where on the inside I'm like, yeah. Okay. The last thing I have is JJ's second Halloween. I am so excited for this one because it is his second. Last year we did dress him up, but we didn't go out trick-or-treating or anything. Last year he was 7 months. He was, 7, almost 7.5 months. Years old. So we dressed him up. He was Mickey Mouse. He freaking loves Mickey Mouse. Every time you turn on Mickey Mouse, he like smiles and gets really excited. It's still really cute. I don't know how long this Mickey phase will last, but for now, he still loves it to this day, 18 months. Still loves it. Still loves when it comes on. Still loves when he hears like any type of song or anything from Mickey. He kind of like recognizes them. We dressed him up as Mickey Mouse. And I do have some pictures on my Instagram. If you go in the description and find like my personal one, I do have pictures of him on there. He was super cute, probably the cutest Mickey you'll ever see in your life. That's just my biased opinion because I'm his mom. But this is his second, but the first one he can like walk around and kind of be a little more active. I don't know where, like I didn't grow up around here. Julian did, so he probably knows places to go trick-or-treating for kids, especially because like his cousins have been growing up around here. So I don't know anywhere to go around here. I didn't grow up around here, so I don't really know what the plan is or where we will go. I also don't know what we're dressing him up as this year. We're still trying to figure that out. I want it to be like super cute, super fun. I don't know if we're gonna dress him up or kind of have like a family thing, like family costumes. I think that'll be really fun, especially because if we could all go out together, I think a family one would be super cute, but we have to figure that out. But yeah, it's the first one he could walk around in. My brain just like lagged for a second. So we gotta, I don't know, like I'm just hoping that I also got out kind of late last year for work, and by the time I got home, I don't really think we would have been going out anyways, but I'm hoping this year either off, I don't even think I'll be off, out early at least so I could take him around. I'm going to try to make that a thing. But yeah, I'm just really excited. I'm really excited for him to be like active in like the activities this year because of his age, the fact that he's 18 months and could walk and play, and I don't know, you could just kind of see it on his face that he's having a good time, where like obviously like he shows expression at 7 months, but like I don't think he fully knows like as much as he does now, like what's going on. Like the fact that he'll go around seeing all these people dressed up and I don't know, all these apples and pumpkins everywhere. I think it'll be so fun. I'm so excited. I don't know, like in my brain, it's like going like miles per minute because like I said, I'm a little kid in a candy store and this is like my favorite time of year. And it's finally here. I'm so excited. How many times I've said excited this episode. Oh my God. But yeah, I'm like sweating. Setting this up, we're going to go off topic for a second. Setting this up is a lot of work. I love it to death, but it's a lot of work that by the time I like sit down to actually record, I'm like, oh, okay, I need a minute. So I had this set up and then I was trying to I was trying to calm JJ down because he's all like hyperactive. He had a little bit of a temp tonight. Had to give him medicine, had to make sure he ate, give him some drinks, trying to keep him like not getting dehydrated because he's not really a fan of water. I don't know why. I mean, personally, I'm not really the biggest fan of water, and I know Julian's definitely worse than me, which is pretty bad. So like I totally get where he's coming from, but I'm still trying to make sure he has a lot of liquids, has a lot of fluids. But then I tried to put him to bed. I had to call my mom. So by the time I actually like sat down and did this, I'm like so out of breath. I'm getting really tired and like exhausted because JJ's just been a little bit of a crazy kid this weekend because he's not feeling good. My mind is like, whoo, and I'm not like thinking straight. I feel like I'm just kind of blurting out whatever comes to mind. But anyways, I was super excited for this because I was like, oh my God, it's finally October. When I was planning these episodes, I have a couple more planned out, which if you know, be proud because planning for me was literally non-existent in the last podcast, even though I wanted it to be so bad. But I think the fact that it's just me and I know it's gonna be just me, where last time it was Julian and I, and then with him not being in the episodes, I didn't know what to plan because I'm like, is it going to be me and you? Is it going to be me? What conversations can I have by myself where this one's a better one if it has more people involved? That type of situation. I think knowing that it's just going to be me makes it so much easier to plan. So I'm really excited for what's coming. I thank you guys so much for sticking around. If you came from that episode, if you're finding me through Girls Gotta Talk podcast, the new one, well, new now, welcome. I appreciate your support so much. Make sure to go down and follow all the socials down below. Make sure you're subscribed on this if you're coming from YouTube. But yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought. I don't really know where I started this little rant, but with that being said, that's all I have for my October favorites. I do feel like I'm actually kind of missing some. I'm probably going to think of some afterwards and be like, dang it. But it is what it is. That's all I have for my October favorites. That's all I have for this episode. Thank you guys so much for listening. Welcome. Like I said, if you're new, thank you guys for hanging around. If you are OGs, but I love you guys so much. I'm so sorry this came up late. It is a day late, but better late than never. Am I all right? I don't know, but I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for listening or watching if you're here on YouTube, and I'll see you guys next week back with a brand new episode. Bye.